Well, welcome. Thank you for joining me on my video. It has been months since I last did one. Actually, it's been a month. Before we get started, cheers. Happy Saturday. That is recording. I hate it when you do that. When you start, where you think you're recording, but you're not. Anyway, so quick update on my game and what I've been doing, plus a few other little extras. I think last time I spoke, I was talking about my Raspberry Pi and how I'd set up GitHub, essentially. Well, Git which is a clone of GitHub, and I had source control for my game, and I was happy as Larry. Yeah, well, that didn't quite work out. In fact, it went tits up. I tried to revert a change once, and it was all corrupt. And I've no idea why, no idea how. All I know is I'd spent bloody weeks on trying to get that thing set up, and I just gave up in the end. So to overcome it, I just create myself a little shell script now that backs up the entire game, because I can't be asked with doing branches and commits if they're not gonna work the way that I want. I've also got a quick backup which just backs up the project files, not all the assets. So now I can just double tap those two files and my game is backed up on my hard drive. It takes forever, but it's better than nothing. Bloody annoying, actually. I'm getting really frustrated with the whole thing. I'd love to know how other indie devs are doing this with source control. I'm not prepared to pay money for whatever it is they've got embedded into Unity these days. Plastic SCM or something. Yeah, frustrating. I mean, I can understand things like, Bitbucket and GitHub not, well, even Plastic SCM not giving away too much for free. It's a lot of storage for a game. But just disappointing that I can, I've got all this hardware laying around that I can't bloody use. Waste of money. Not only that, it took me 2 weeks to get my game back into a state where I could carry on, and that was frustrating. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Well, that's where I was. Done a bit more. Where to start? Let's get the daytime going for a second. Just go for a little walk while I talk. Launch the game. Hopefully that's in full screen. I should have checked before. It is. So oh yeah, that camera's still working again. I've got the inventory, that's still working. I can't remember where I got to with my last devlog, to be honest. But objects highlight and you can pick them. Oh, I sorted out the mouse performance. This was laggy as hell last time I think I showed this video, and that was because, what was I doing? I've got a filter on. So the way that I've got this blurry background is actually the only way I could do it the way that I wanted. Inventory, I think it's in here somewhere. No, yeah, I've got this volume which sticks close to the camera, and from what I remember, I had a really high quality and really long range blur, and that was causing loads of lag. So I just shortened the depth of field. So that's how I got around that. That was a nice easy win. And a nice way to get a blur, actually, if you're looking for that sort of opaque blur background. Like that. Create a volume for it. I did try, you can do materials and stuff like that, but they didn't have the same effect. Anyways, all my missions are turned off at the moment, so we're not going to see any of that, which is cool. We can switch to night time. We've got some lovely stars. We've got a high-res moon somewhere. Moon. There he is. Probably too high-res to be fair. There we go. Look at that. That's an actual image of the moon, a 4K image. I should probably change the resolution. The torch is working. The radio's working. There's a mission involved the radio now. What other items we've got? They've got the flare gun. Let's just switch to daytime. Smoke's a bit shit. That needs sorting out. The sparks as well. It's sort of there. Also, reload and radio are the same keys at the moment, hence the radio keeps popping up every time you try and reload. Whee! We've got light as well. Flickering light, I'm hoping. Yeah. Shh. Too much dust going on at the moment. Yeah, that was... She's not staying no more. The storyline's changed a bit, actually. Changed a hell of a lot since my first concept of the game broken. Things are looking pretty tasty around here. I really like this grass effect with the green and brown. Draw distance needs a bit of a tweak. Oh, it's looking pretty slick. Everything's moving in the wind. There's trails. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I've started adding some sound effects. There's not a great deal at the moment, but there's some sort of ambient noises that you can hear in the background. Okay. So the story, as I say, has changed. With the original concept of broken, I'm making this up as I go along with a lot of the story. Let's be clear. But one of the original concepts of broken was you were being tested by an unknown force. Now the storyline's changed a bit. Oh yeah, he looks like he's dead, doesn't he? He's supposed to be sleeping, but there's no movement, and he's got freaky open eyes, and his arm's gone through the tent. His tent's gone through the ground. All stuff to be sorted later. It's a nice little pan there, though. Yeah, so the original storyline was about like you were being tested by another false alien race to see if you could be an ambassador for Earth. And I was reading a blog somewhere about like creating games with stories, and basically they said create the game first, then the story, which seemed a bit odd at first, but then it made more sense. You know, try and make the game fun and make it a game, and then add a story around it. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I won't go out there just yet. So I've got some mechanics in the game that I did previously, where you enter this alternate world, and you interact with items in that world, and it interferes with this world. And I was thinking of a better way to explain it, and I also wanted to add more of a game to it rather than just a story. So you can die now. I'll get to that in a minute. This bit here is me playing. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't have this right now, but just walk through. Pretend you didn't see that door. So what's happening now is essentially you're in a coma, and your parents are trying to awake you from your coma and get you back into the real world. And you're going to keep flickering between this sort of this world, which is your dream state, you're in a coma, and the dark world, which is the alternative side, which is still in your coma. It's not the real world, but it's almost like death catching up with you. So you want to get out of that dark zone, head towards the light essentially, and get out of it all. And your brother is part of this adventure, right? So this is the dark side. That was quite an entrance. Didn't think the fun over was that loud, but yeah, obviously it's very dark. I was watching Stranger Things at the time, so I copied their sort of grading with the blue, the fuzziness, and yeah, what was I going to show? Oh yeah, let's see. Why is he not showing up? Let's just do that again quickly. So I'm starting to work on the first part of it. Here we go. So imagine like the storyline's chucked you into this mode now. You've got this dude walking around, obviously very sinister, and he's caught me. don't quite die yet, but you will do. But that's kind of the concept part of the concept in that dark world now is to stay away from death that's following you. If he catches you, he bursts those. He spawns all them flies. But what we want to do in this bit to get back to the real world, or to the sort of kind coma state, is we want to head to that bright light without him catching us. And you can hear in the background, maybe, and it all just flicks. But in the background, you can slightly hear like the life support machine going. And this is it, right? So it's going to keep switching between those states. And I've got to work out some sort of storyline with it. The other element to that guy, I have to keep loading the game, sorry about this, because you don't die quite yet. The other element to that guy, though, the dark dude, is your torch. I need to make it darker so the torch is more effective. Damn it. But yeah, that was it basically. If he detects the torch, he'll kill you as well. He's not a nice guy. There we go. So there's the torch. Yeah. So you want to be. God damn it! You can't move at this point. Because essentially you're dead, right? Now, when you die through him, I'm thinking the mechanic I had before where you can, your old, or sorry, like what you've just done plays out in front of you. I'm thinking that might happen, so you get like multiple timelines of you in the dead world doing things. I haven't quite figured it out. Yeah, it's fun though, isn't it? Making shit up as you go along. Anyway, that's where I'm at with the majority of the game. What else? Anything? No, perhaps not. As I say, I lost 2 weeks just trying to get it back into a place where I could continue with it and sort of be happy with it. And obviously, like I got really annoyed at one point, so I dropped it for a few days. And now I'm off on holiday, so I won't be doing anything on it for a week, but at least it's starting to come together. I think, having the concept of death is going to be cool. Makes it play like a game, a bit more like a game, right? So there's a goal other than just sort of discovering the story. I'm thinking Aliens Isolation, that type of gameplay mechanic. So if you do get found, obviously you'll spawn back to where you started that scene, and maybe the multiple timeline thing going on. I thought I had more to say about my game, but clearly not. Anyway, I just wanted to give a quick shout out before I go to my man Little Flip Flop Games here. Check him out. Young chap from Ukraine developing games. He's just launched his second game, Skisny. I'm probably not pronouncing that right at all. But yeah, it was really cool. Like, I think it's 13, 14, second game, built in Unity. It's one of those, the concept is you're on a snowboard, you've got to collect the gems, avoid the items, and it gets faster. And yeah, give him a look out. Download the game. I know he'd appreciate some reviews. I will actually leave a review, Eagle. I haven't done that yet, but I will get onto App Store and leave a review for you. That is it for this evening. Thanks very much, and I shall see you in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully, with some more updates. Bye for now.